We've been waiting for this for a while. We spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. And we've been speaking about this on the podcast since we started, really, and that's Chelsea. Obviously, they've had their issues. They've had their fair share of issues. Not being able to score goals, not playing any decent style of football, losing players to injury. They win their West London derby against Fulham. Great, fantastic. Played a lot better. Fans left that game feeling, okay, no, there's signs of improvement. Now it's the point of, can they keep that up? And against Burnley, I'm fairly sure it did. They ran out 4-1 winners at Turf Moor, Adam, and I think, an impressive display from Chelsea once again.
I think, some of their players are just finding that little bit of form. Like Mudryk scored against Fulham.
Yeah.
Jackson scored against Burnley.
Big.
Cole Palmer scored. Sterling scored. So they're forward players. The money they've spent the money on are getting the goals. And that's what they needed, I think, because Conor Gallagher's been very impressive as well recently, I would say, which he deserved his England call-up. Recently, I've maybe been a bit hesitant of him and stuff. I think I've been a bit harsh on him maybe, but I think he's deserved it this time round. He's probably been one of their better players this season. And their midfield's always had quality. Caicedo, he's starting to maybe find a little bit of form. Eventually, they're getting their money's worth.
Oh, say that about crying.
Yeah. Enzo's always been class. Yeah. He's just needed that players around him. Obviously, they've still got some injury issues with James and Chilwell and stuff.
But the fact is, if they can keep this form up and keep the way that they're playing up, and those players that are coming back from injury, adding into that mix,
you still got Nkunku to come back. I think he's going to be so big.
I do think, if Chelsea can keep this up, they will look a million times better than what they did at the start of the season.
100%.
And by the way, can I just say something, Adam? I'm really eating my hat about one player. Cole Palmer's really, I'm really eating a big slice of humble pie when it comes to him. Obviously, I didn't understand the signing, but he's playing brilliantly for Chelsea, and he's starting week in, week out. Granted, I'm still not sure that, because he was doing the same at Man City. Maybe would he have had the opportunity to have the impact that he's having at Chelsea right now that he would have had at Man City? Maybe not. Maybe I am eating that big slice. I think
it's that freedom. Like Pep seems like, you look at Grealish, he's very in a system-based player, isn't he now? Whereas at Villa he had that freedom. I think Cole Palmer's getting that freedom at Chelsea, that he was so regimented, had to do ABC, whatever. At City, couldn't do this, couldn't really truly express himself. And now you're seeing him pick up the ball, do what he wants to do, play football how he wants, because Poch is letting him do that. And I think
he's looking like a good player, isn't he?
He's a very good player. You saw it with the under 21s, wasn't it? He was with in the summer, and he did very well with them. And whenever he played for City, he was always very good. As you said, I think with Chelsea, they can definitely kickstart and find some sort of form with players to come back into the mix. They'll 100% be pushing. As I said, and no European football as well for them is massive. So they have that whole week where other teams will be playing twice a week. So that gives them a chance to rest and bring back injured players, because their injury list is very long as well, with people like Lavia. I think Chukwuemeka still injured. Obviously, Reece James, Chilwell.
Nkunku, we could. I'll tell you what, their injury list is longer than my Christmas list, and my Christmas list from when I was 10 years old, shall I say? Actually, sorry, just say my Christmas list now is pair of socks, pair of boxes, and we're happy, aren't we? You know what I mean? Maybe a little diary for the next year as well. And a Norwich City playoff final in 2015 on DVD, full match. That would be it. Yeah. That'd be all I want. But from 10 years, I'll probably be a lot more. We'll go with that injury list anyway. But another big news, if we're relating this to Chelsea, the retirement of Eden Hazard. It all went wrong for him when he left Chelsea. I think went to Real Madrid and really didn't flourish to the extent that we all like to see, and that we knew Eden Hazard could. But I think when he was at Chelsea, he was some player to watch, wasn't he?
Oh, he was phenomenal. I think it's weird with him because he's 32. So you think, how many players now at 31, 32 still doing their stuff? Like, looking at all the people like Ronaldo, 38 or whatever. I think it just shows how a lot of players have often said he was like one of the worst trainers, and he was not very he wouldn't eat well, he wouldn't. And I think this is now showing. This has showed it. He's retired arguably early in what you'd say in football nowadays, with all the nutrition available and stuff. It's early. Real Madrid just pretty much killed him. The injuries put on a bit of weight. He just didn't suit. And I think people forget how.
I
Like,
think he
I
maybe just
personally
fell out of
forget.
love with it.
Yeah, I think how much they spent. I think a lot of people forget. I always thought for some reason it was a free transfer. I don't know why, but it wasn't. It was like 80 odd million for him, if not more. And that was a lot. And because he went after the Europa League win against Arsenal, which he scored
Yeah.
2. And the issue with him is he had a few seasons off. The season which Leicester won the league, he turned up at the last couple of weeks to stop Tottenham and make Tottenham finish 3rd in the 2-horse race. And then and then you had the season, I think, a few years later where he just wasn't at it, but he'd find a couple of goals at the end of the year. And that's what I think will let him down with like being one of the like all-time greats in football. I think in the Premier League he's going to be up there, top 5 wingers.
Absolutely.
But
I
I
think that
think
goes without saying.
longevity is such an like
It is such an
what's
important
the
thing, but I think we
yeah,
do have to remember that there was a good 5-year spell where Eden Hazard was ripping it up consistently.
untouchable. Yeah, for sure. He was
And
up there with
on his
Neymar and
day, he was
Messi and
unbelievable. So, I
yeah,
mean, yeah, I think for what it's worth, yeah, we can say Eden Hazard, you know, he has retired early. Obviously, we know about
yeah,
the issues he's had in training. We've seen that all across the news articles and this, that, and the
yeah,
other. But you can only congratulate him on the incredible career he's had. You know, the accolades he's won,
yeah.
Premier League titles, European titles,
Player
FA
of the years.
Cups.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he's played in the World Cup for his country. You know, he's done
yeah.
stuff that
I
only
think
we could
yeah.
dream of as boys. If I
Oh
could
yeah.
slack off my diet, which I do nowadays anyway, and play and do what he's done in his life, fucking,
I
oh,
think yeah,
give me the
100%.
check.
I
You
think
know what I mean?
yeah, I think the only thing that he'll probably be regretting is maybe leaving Chelsea in his international career. I think that Belgian team should have won something as like the golden era of Belgium
Yeah,
with De Bruyne, Lukaku, him, Carrasco, Witsel, all these players in there that should have won it. Vertonghen,
Tongan, all the
Alderweireld,
Viral. Yeah, oh, we could go
yeah,
on.
Courtois. Like they had some serious quality, but it's just sort of drained away and just sort of
Divock
nothing's
Origi.
happened. Oh, what a player! Don't get me started, Divock Origi. But that's what it shows, and I think,
Yeah,
as I said, he's won a lot. Stats don't necessarily favour him as well as maybe it does, but on pure like footballing ability, just watching him, like he was just some player.
yeah. No,
I
it
remember
was.
like one of the favourite goals I think of his is against Arsenal, where he pushes off Coquelin, drives up to Koscielny and slots it in past. I assume probably maybe Chesney in goal at the
Yeah.
time, but that was some really good goal, and obviously in a derby. And he had a lot of big goals. He scored a lot of good goals against us. Obviously, the goal against Tottenham is obviously well known as well. Against West Ham in his later career, he's always had that quality. It's just a shame
Yeah,
that it's sort of
he's got
fell a
the
little bit
moments.
short of.
Yeah.
He's going to be a bit of a what if of maybe if he hadn't gone a bit
I
like
don't,
that
I don't,
maybe.
I don't think it'll be much of a what if that Adam. After all he's achieved, I get what you're saying, but I don't think he'll be that much of a what if. I don't think he ever was at this. I don't think
Yeah,
he'd ever be in that